Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Talkz here on DNDNTHINZ. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. We are filming on one screen and the webcam's over here on the laptop. So I'm going to do my best to look that way. I tend to look at Miss Rosa anyways. For those of you who are new to our channel, my name is Trevor EHHP, also known as Rob. And this is the lovely Miss Rosa. Rosa Green, also known as Jen. Thank you for joining us. We always appreciate having the support. And this week we have, sorry, my chair's squeaking. This week we're going to give a huge shout out over to everyone who's been joining us and watching our videos and subscribing over on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We hit a huge jump going from like 12 subscribers to, I think we're up to 120.
120.
The last we checked. So thank you so much everyone over on YouTube for following us, liking and subscribing, watching our videos, doing all the things over there. We really appreciate it. So thank you so much for that. Some housekeeping things on our channel. I know we're getting a little bit back into regular streams.
Yep.
Our Thingz Talks is not necessarily always a regular thing. We try to make it every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That doesn't always happen. Sometimes our schedules with our girls changes. Sometimes things come up. Jen's been in Pittsburgh quite a bit for our newest little one, who we're still coming up with a good code name for on here.
Yeah.
She may be one that here in the future you guys might see more of, because she's going to be coming to live with us. So, obviously we have Stinky and Princess.
Yep.
Princess has a dance recital next week, so that's super exciting.
Yes, it is.
It's our third official dance recital, because COVID restricted them from having a dance recital last year. So yeah. We're going to be doing that next week. So I don't know that we're going to have a stream next week. We will be having a special Father's Day stream like we did on Mother's Day. If you missed our Mother's Day stream, head over to our YouTube channel and go watch that. We've had some other like silly things that we've done, Bean Boozled challenges. If we find some other challenges, we're more than willing to kind of get on some of those challenges as well.
Sorry, just trying to load it up here.
Nope, you're fine. And all of that fun stuff. So, without further ado, I think today, well, we've got some special little guests today. They don't have names yet, I don't think.
We don't have names, but I just got these guys from that guy, because these are amazing. So, you've seen the octopus. Yeah, this is a unicorn.
You had 6.
Yep.
And one got given away.
Yeah, one is now with my niece in Pittsburgh. So she has the little octopus.
So you may see some of those over on our TikTok. I know our TikTok is not down here, but we are on TikTok and
same screen name.
Facebook, I think, is the other one that's not there.
Yeah.
So DNDNTHINZ over there, I think. Over on TikTok, it does have the space between the last D and the N. Somewhere else we had to put a space in between them.
That's YouTube.
Just YouTube?
I think so.
Okay, I thought it was 2 places. Okay. Anywho, any other housekeeping kind of things?
I don't think so, unless you want to do the humble shout out real quick.
Oh yeah. For those of you who haven't seen already or heard already, you'll see right about here. Yeah, right about here. A little humble partner. There it goes. A little humble partner logo come up. We are a partner for our Humble Bundle. If you haven't already, go check that out. There is a link in the description below. They are a great site to get video games. They also do bundles that have different books, comic books. Sometimes they have programming software. Sometimes they have royalty-free music. Other times they have video game packages. Every month there's a Humble Choice package.
Yep.
Each of the bundles that they have do go to supporting specific charities, depending on who's sponsoring that bundle. And each month, the Humble Choice picks out a specific charity for the month. Yeah. And this month It gets better. It gets better. I'll let you talk about that because I don't know as much about it. So
basically, because it's Pride Month, Happy Pride, everybody! Yay! But no, it's a organization that helps youth of the LGBT community find support, because adults, you can find your support wherever, but kids have it a lot harder, and this is a nice way that, you know, when kids are figuring out their gender, their sexuality, or anything like that, that could put them in a minority group, could give them a hard time. This is a great organization that helps the youth of today, that are dealing with those kind of, I don't want to say issues. They're not issues. But those kinds of transitions and explorations in their life. It gives them a place where they can talk to like-minded people. They can talk about anything without being judged. And I think that is something that our youth desperately needs, because it's hard enough for adults, let alone children. And for us, children are sacred. So I think this is just an amazing organization. So any purchase through the Humble link will not only help support us, but it will go to
the Humble Choice. If you get the Humble Choice, it helps with supporting that particular charity. Yeah. Of course, Humble Choice is 12 games for the price of, I think they're doing it still at like $12.99.
Yeah.
So 12 games for $13. Yeah. The key game this month is Civilization 6. Civilization 6, not just Civilization 6, but Civilization 6 with all of its content, DLC, which is about $100 and some value for $12.
Yeah.
So,
plus 11 other games.
Yeah, plus 11 other games.
Yeah.
I know Jen got it this month. I had not, because I already had Civilization 6.
Yeah.
But we definitely encourage you to go get that. I may do an extra stream at some point to feature Civ 6. Jen may or may not do a video of one of the other games this month.
Yeah.
We have been, if you go over to our YouTube channel, there's a couple of videos of past games that were featured in the Humble Choice bundles that you can go check those out, see if it looks like something that interests you, and jump on. Like I said, I'll probably do a stream of Civilization, just because it's kind of a more hefty thing. There's a lot to it, a lot of stuff that's changed over time, lots of nuances to the game, and it's a 4X game, if you know what those are. If you don't, when I do the stream, I'll explain it. So we're not going to take up too much time here. If you go to the Humble Store link in below and support through us, we still help Women Matter Period is the charity that we have selected to, that if you're just going and picking a game from the store and purchasing, a part of that will go to Women Health Period. Yep. And you can always choose what charities things go to as well. There's a huge plethora of them and a lot of good places out there. So we think Humble Bundle is doing a great thing, providing packages of stuff, as well as taking some, not keeping all of that money and sending some of that over to charity.
Yeah.
So anyone who has gone to our Humble partnership, thank you again. That supports us. We appreciate that, and it supports some great charities. So we appreciate that. If you haven't already, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is what we're playing on Tuesday nights. Sometimes Tuesdays and Thursdays, mostly just on Tuesdays. Come join me for that. It's lots of fun. I get a little goofy. I'm being very nostalgia stricken, and it's wonderful. We're playing a badass female shepherd who's totally renegade, so it's lots of fun. And then I think you have some plans for some stuff.
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
I don't know yet.
Rosa has some ideas.
I do have some ideas.
But nothing's official coming from her yet.
I am going to start a spooky, I want to do the spookies, which he won't be any help with. So you come give me help and give me ideas of what you want me to talk about, because I love everything spooky. So I am definitely going to start working on that series.
Yeah, I think we're going to start working as we get closer to Halloween. We've talked about doing some discussion on mythical creatures, potentially some that may be more spook-esque.
Yeah.
Werewolves and fairies and fae and all that fun stuff. So those will probably
We're gonna play scary games in October. He just doesn't know it yet.
She may require me to pull up and continue playing BioShock when we get there. My heart needed a break from that. So, if you go through and you see any games that we've played in the past that we haven't finished, and you would like to see more of those games, please let us know in the comments and all that. If you have suggestions for names for Mr. Unicorn and Narwhal over here, Narwhal's being a grumpy pants.
Yeah, that's okay.
Let us know what you think on names for them. We have one more unicorn, one more narwhal, and character from Among Us.
Yes.
So yeah, lots of fun. There is a high likelihood that tomorrow night you'll get another let's play. What have we been calling on unboxings? There's going to be an unboxing video probably tomorrow. I'm super excited. I have a 3-month subscription for Dice Envy. You've seen us open up dice from Skull Splitter Dice from
D20
Dark Elf,
yep,
and dice from D20 Collective.
Yep.
At the moment, one of our favorites is still the Skull Splitter Dice.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. If you want to sponsor us, Skull Splitter Dice, our email's dnddnthings@gmail.com. Reach out.
Right.
So, we'll take a sponsor from any of those. We're not sponsored by any of those, but so far the ones that we've enjoyed the most are the ones from Skull Splitter Dice.
Yeah.
So we're going to get Dice Envy here. After Dice Envy, we have a couple more that we're looking at. Rosa might try out a different set than me.
Yeah.
Rosa reviewed the D20 ones. I reviewed Skull Splitter Dice. We've both gotten stuff from Dark Elf Dice.
Yeah.
Dark Elf Dice doesn't have a particular subscription package.
Right.
So we haven't really done anything there. We've been looking at subscription packages.
Yeah.
Our plan is to get through a good number, so when we get closer to Christmas time, we can let you know what subscription packages would be a great gift for that D&D nerd in your family.
Yeah.
Is our plan.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, I think before we get into our discussion of the day, one of the things that we've got in a habit of doing on our Thingz Talks is something that we do every week, and I think we missed it last week.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, if you go back a couple months at this point, there's another video that explains what this is in a little more detail, but we do our highs and lows of the week. And we like to share those with you because we like to be open with you. And we like to, if you want to give us your highs and lows in the comments below, or in the chat if you're here live with us, we'd love to hear what your highs and lows of the week. If you're able to, start with your low and end with your high. It's very important for your mental health to try to end the day on a positive note, try to end your week on a positive note, and to try to end discussions on positive notes.
Yeah.
We may get more into that later on in another Thingz Talk, but today we have other things that were important to us.
Yep.
So, highs and lows.
I could start.
Go ahead.
I've got them this month or this week. So, My low this week was a discussion I had with a particular family member. It was really hard. It got very emotional and made me question a lot of things. And I don't know, I kind of had to take a step back and reevaluate everything. And I feel like I've picked a path and I'm going to stick on my path. And no matter what anybody says about it, that's what I'm going to do. It's what feels right to me. It's what I feel I have to do, not because it's my responsibility, not because it's supposed to fall on me, but because it's what my heart says that I'm supposed to do. But that was a real kick to me. It was a little brutal, but I'm getting through it. Every day, working at it a little bit more. My high. Oh man, I've got a couple. Can I do a couple? I'm going to do a couple highs. Okay. First high is, like Rob said, I've been out in Pittsburgh anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week for the last couple weeks because of my niece. And but this last week when I was out there, she is doing very well. They're trying different things in her treatment, and she's tolerating them well. Her blood levels are looking a lot better. Her fluid output is a lot better. So it's slow moving, but she's moving forward, and we like to hear that because the more she moves forward, the closer we are to bringing her home. Also, she's going to be a year old on the 15th. So if you feel like giving her a shout out and saying happy birthday, she will still be in the hospital. She has not been home a day since she was born. But the hospital is wonderful, and we're actually doing a birthday out there for her next weekend. So they're going to help decorate the room and make sure there's cake. And, the hospital's amazing. If anybody is looking for a children's hospital, I'm telling you what, Pittsburgh's Children's Hospital is amazing. I have not met one person out there that has been anything other than kind and helpful, and they care so much about the kids. It's amazing. But I think my other high would be last night. I got to go to the Grand Midway Hotel, which is in Windber, PA, and it is so much fun. Like, the tour was great. I can't go into it because he doesn't like spooky stuff, but
maybe for October we can see what we can do to get Blair on and do a Thingz Talkz.
Oh, that would be awesome.
From the Grand Midway. Maybe not super into the Grand Midway, but in their
Yeah, but I mean, we got a tour of the Grand Midway, and we went and saw the Anne Rice doll collection, which was really cool. Creepy, but really cool. There was a psychic there, and I did get a reading, and oh my God, we're not even going to talk about that because that woman's got some juju around her that is very, very strong. So, but yeah, that was probably another high because I haven't really done anything spooky. Like, I haven't gone on a ghost walk or done anything like that in a while, and it was just, with everything going on, it was a nice little reprieve that I definitely needed. So those would be my highs and lows this week. So no, it's your turn.
So my low, I think this actually might be 2 weeks ago, but we didn't do last week.
Yeah, I know, that's why.
So we got some not fun news about our custody agreement for Princess, and so that's kind of been heavy on the heart and hard to deal with over the last couple weeks. So getting that taken care of, getting exceptions in, having to continue to do the court process and figuring out where money's coming from for the lawyers and everything. High-wise, I think my high will transition us into our actual discussion for Thingz Talkz tonight. I got to celebrate dating this beautiful woman for a full year this weekend. So, got to make a nice dinner and treat her to some things that she hasn't gotten before. So.
Well, you know that's one of my highs too.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know. So yeah. So our topic tonight, we thought that it kind of fit in with Pride Month and everything, because it doesn't matter who your relationship is with. Our topic tonight is about how we've had a successful relationship for a year, the importance of having good supports, and the importance of being you. Not being defined by the social norms of society. Because of this, we want to give out shout outs to 2 other YouTube channels. We don't have links in the description. We're not affiliated with either of them.
I'll be sure to add them though.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and add a link in our YouTube description so you can go to their channels, at MikeMGTV, and at Rolly. On YouTube. On YouTube. Both of them have had several conversations about bisexuality and homosexuality that have had a big influence on both of us. Mike more so for myself, just because of some of my background and hardships, which we'll probably touch base on another time. Because that's a whole can of worms in and of itself. I was going to say we'll probably touch base on Father's Day, but that's a whole different topic as well. And I think really more so on Jen. So shout out to both of those guys. If you guys happen to watch this later on, we think you guys are doing a wonderful job in bringing a good light to the entirety of society. We love you guys. We're very supportive of you guys. And we would love to collaborate with you sometimes if you wanted to, but not necessarily necessary. So shout out to them. I hope everyone who does celebrate Pride is having a great Pride month so far. We have several friends who are bisexual and lesbian and gay and trans. We love all of them. One of the things that is most important, and part of the reason why we have our new closing that we started a couple months ago now, is to be a beautiful, unrepeatable miracle. We want you to be a bum.
Be a bum.
Be a bum. You're unique and no one's like you. So if they don't care, if they have an issue with you, tell them to go F off. Who cares if you think you like other guys or girls, or if you don't feel like you're the gender you were born to? Like, be you. I can tell you right now, once you're you and happy in your own skin, it doesn't matter what the fuck the world says. But on that same note, you have to find someone who is willing to accept you as you. So on my end of things, the last 5 years before I met Jen, I was engaged for 3 of those, 2.5 of those, 3 of those, and dating for 2 of those to a woman who didn't appreciate who I was for me. When Princess and I would get goofy, sometimes I like to make voices while playing with her characters, and we do different personalities. Lauren's favorite is Mr. Poopy Pants. Senor Poopy Pants. And it's not Poopy Pants, it's Poopy Pants. Lou and I do silly stuff like that all the time, and my previous girlfriend, my previous fiance, would get upset with us because we were being goofy and childish, and it wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
You get stuck in relationships because you feel like there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes
who else could possibly love me?
Yeah.
I've been doing this for so long. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
where
how
I'm
am I going
supposed
to
to
support
be,
myself on my own?
Yeah.
We've been living together for 4 years. How can I pay for rent on my own?
Yeah.
How can I do this on my own? And you don't realize what you don't have until you find that thing that is the diamond in the rough, is the needle in the haystack.
It's gonna make me blush.
Jen and I, when we met a little over a year ago, there was something that just clicked.
Yeah.
We could be ourselves around each other. We didn't have to worry about being judged. We didn't have to be worried about being told you're not enough or you're not doing enough, or like sometimes, I don't know, sometimes when you get in a relationship that you've been in for so long, things just get so passive aggressive. Your partner decides to just stop talking to you, or have a phone call with their mother in the other room right as you're going to sleep, knowing that you're still awake, but assuming that you're asleep because you went to bed 2 minutes ago. Or saying that they've done cleaning, but nothing's done, and huffing and puffing, and it's just, you could learn to accept it, and that's life. But when you find that one, when you find that thing that was meant for you at the end of the journey and at the end of the path, when you and that person are together, anything's possible. When you and that person are together, everything's easy.
Yeah.
Relationships aren't supposed to be hard. Yes, you have to put work into it, and yes, there's compromise.
And yes, there are hard times.
Yeah. But when you're with the right person, it's easy.
Yeah.
Our favorite moments together over the last year, because yesterday was a year dating for us. We celebrated our year anniversary. When our favorite moments are oftentimes we're doing things that we hate to do, but we're doing those with our girls.
Yeah. Yeah. We're having a family, you know, had a weekend where literally an entire day we did nothing but clean, and at the end of the day we're like, today was a really good day. I know, we got a lot done today, and the girls were great. They were helping and had music on, and everybody was dancing around, and it was a great day,
One of the other important things about relationships is no matter what you plan on doing, you need to make sure you have someone who, whether they're doing it with you or not, they're behind you 100%. I know my last relationship, my job didn't pay me enough. My situations weren't good enough. I couldn't live where my daughter was.
Yeah.
I needed to do more around the house. My side ventures weren't going to do anything and were a waste of time.
Yeah.
I shouldn't spend all day on YouTube streaming, playing video games. I need to go get an actual job. Yet when she wanted to go back to school for nursing, it wasn't necessarily she wanted to go to the same place she failed at multiple times. But it wasn't necessarily for me I don't want you to do that. It was let's do this right. I want you to do this, but instead of going into it blindly, let's figure this out together, because you going and spending money for school affects both of us.
Yeah.
So how can we do it so that it's best for us?
Yeah.
When Jen and I started talking about 3 months in, we had the conversation of, what do you want to do with your life?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I don't remember. What did I say? Oh, yeah. Wanted to do a YouTube channel. Because he asked, it was one of those things where, like, if you could do anything, what would you want to do?
When we started dating,
Yeah.
I'd ask a lot of random questions like
Yeah.
that, and she'd be like, dude, what the fuck?
Stop
Why are you making me
asking
think?
questions. But yeah, and one of the things I was like, I've wanted to do a YouTube channel for a couple years. And he's like, what? He's like, me too. He's like, I already have, and like, it was like instant. We just started spitballing ideas, and this is what I've got. This is what's already set up. This is what we can do. And, you know, we just dove in. It was like, okay,
And
here we
go.
are. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Like, it's been great. You know, there have definitely been periods where we backed off a lot, but at the same time, those were around periods where life kicked up a lot. And there was just not time in the day. And, you know, yes, we're here on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, but we have a life, you know. He's working. I'm taking a little time from work to try and figure this out because I'm taking on my niece now. She's going to be a 24-hour challenge, but I can't wait to get her home. I can't wait. Like, I'm ready for it. So, you know, we've been trying to figure out, we got to upgrade our housing area so that we have room for her. We've got to, you know, there's just a lot that's got to happen before she can come home. And unfortunately, that means that I'm not going to be live very often, probably. It's probably going to be more me editing his videos, because to sit down that long live, it might be difficult here coming up. But yeah, it's been a great thing. Like, and like he was saying, being supportive, it's not, you know, we have this understanding where it's like, okay, if we can't do this right now, let's put a pin in it. Let's come back to it later when we're not, you know, drowning in all of this other stuff.
Knee
like,
deep in horse shit.
Yeah,
Unrivaled with no end in sight.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I am not opposed to this. I am not against it at all. I fully support you in what you want to do. But maybe now's not the right time to do it. Let's look at it that way and see what we need to get done first, so that way we can do this successfully.
Some of the times that we struggle is when we're both going through our own fans of shit at the same time.
Yeah.
So in a relationship-wise, you have to, even when you're not doing well, you have to communicate when you're not doing well.
Yeah.
Sometimes things hit you from opposite ends. My family hits me with something at the same time her family hits her with something. Or
Yeah.
I have issues with my custody with Lou while she's dealing with the fact that Heaven's declining.
Yeah.
The thing is that no matter what's going on, as much as she's supporting me in my issues, I do the same with her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and this is the one thing where we struggle, is you have to have other supports outside of your relationship.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for us, we don't have a whole lot of those.
Yeah.
I know we use this platform to kind of talk about our stuff and open it up and whatnot, but we're just so busy sometimes, and with COVID and everything, it's just been
Hard.
difficult. I just moved back to an area where a lot of the people who I were friends with we've kind of moved on, and to rebuild those friendships isn't really possible.
Yeah.
So it's good to have friendships, and it's good to have friendships that aren't like necessarily in the same. It's good to have mutual friends, and good to have friends who are outside. But
Yeah.
again, I think sometimes in today's society, we're very set on, our society's got a mindset that if you're talking to someone else, you're cheating.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
she can have a friend with other guys or girls, and it's fine. Like, I trust her, and I know that if something would happen, she would tell me.
Yeah.
Like, and if you have an arrangement with your partner that you're in an open relationship or you're polyamorous or whatnot, it comes down to being honest. Yeah. Yeah, if you are the type of person who can't just be with one person, then make sure your partner knows that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, there's no reason to cheat when there are plenty of people out there that understand, you know, what that kind of relationship is like. But I mean, back to the support though.
Yeah, sorry, my brain goes all over the place sometimes.
We may not have a lot of outside support of us, but at the same time, our support here is solid. There's never, like, if I'm having a breakdown in the middle of the night, I know I can call him, get calmed down, and then he can go back to bed. You know what I mean? But sometimes you just need that. But, you know, we have to be, and I think I've improved greatly with being able to say, no, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
I'm not okay.
She's come a long way. When we first started dating, her habit was to get sloshed up with alcohol and put up all the walls.
Yeah. Not talk to anybody. And it got me to the point where I didn't care. And that's a scary place to be. Because if you don't care about yourself, you sure don't care about those around you. You don't care about how painful your actions can be about.
That's probably the one time in our relationship that, for me, if I couldn't get through to you, I would have had to walk away.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would have understood.
Yeah.
You know?
It was early enough in our relationship, and, like, she put up, there was a hardship, and it wasn't even the hardship in Pittsburgh, because we had a great weekend.
Yeah.
But we were coming home, and something happened that broke everything that I had done to build you up over the weekend down, and she just put up.
Yeah, the walls went up, everybody went out.
I was outside of it, and I had to look at her, and I'm like, look, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I don't care if you put up walls around everyone else.
Yeah.
I don't care if you put walls and I have to have some way, a secret passage into it. But you can put up walls, don't put me out on the outside of those. I think that if you weren't able to, I know sometimes you struggle to let me be in those walls because that's your habit.
Yeah.
But I think if you had maintained continuing to not let me in, I probably would have walked away.
Yeah, and I would have understood. You know what I mean? Like, it would have sucked.
Yeah.
But I would have understood. But it's one of those things where, you know...
I'm not like every other guy she's been with, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Way to toot your own horn. But no, it's true. It's true. And I think for me, that was kind of a realization of, wow, what you're doing really isn't healthy. It's not a healthy coping mechanism. Never did I think that getting pissed off and then getting drunk was a good coping mechanism, but it was the one I was utilizing. And since then...
And everyone else who was supposed to be a support for you at the time was kind of like, well, this is just how she deals with stuff.
Yeah.
They weren't seeing the signs of... Now, granted, I work in a mental health field.
Yeah.
I am compassionate and empathetic and sympathetic.
Yeah.
I understand people, and I can read people based off their body language.
Yeah.
But
it was literally like we were having a good time, and it was a complete 180.
Yeah.
I went from being able to discuss things that were bothering me and were troubling and things that I was afraid of to, nope, I'm done. I completely locked down. I didn't talk about it. And now I think even if I'm in that really aggressive, like fighting to put the walls up again, I can be like, look, I'm not okay, but I am not okay to talk about it right now. Like, I'm just not. And that is okay, if you'll talk to me about it later.
Calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Process your thoughts.
We'll figure it out, you know. But it was never conflict here.
Right.
It was more like, you know,
someone
outside
at the time,
forces.
Someone at the time who she felt should have been a much larger support ended up not being.
Yeah.
And I think that was very new in this, and because of how this is, there was a confusion, and so it was easier for you to just show up.
Everybody's out.
And I've learned with her when to push and when to not.
Yeah.
There's times where she's like, you're going through your own things, I can't lay this on you, and it's like there's that reminder of
it's
babe,
a
it doesn't matter.
street.
It's a two-way street. Like
and I mean, for us, it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. We can always lean on each other, and that's something I know you've struggled with. You know, like, I can tell something's bothering you, and sometimes you're like, no, you've got too much. No, don't even. If I'm supposed to talk about my shit with you, you have to talk about yours with me.
Don't get that confused with the I'm just not giving a shit because I'm on visceral.
Yeah. But, you know, and I think we've both grown, you know, because you didn't have that kind of support from your past relationship.
No,
you know,
not.
Where
definitely I had to be supportive of her with everything.
Yeah.
But when I needed her support, it was normally, well, I'm not getting this out of it, or well, if you do this, that's going to change, so don't do this.
Yeah.
Prime example was finding out about my biological, who I thought being my biological dad, not being my biological dad.
Yeah.
Going to her and being like, I don't know how to deal with this, and her being like, well, you can't tell your who you thought was your biological dad that you know he's not your biological dad, because then you won't be able to benefit from his money.
Yeah.
And that's about when the relationship went a boom. Because there's a whole bunch of other things that happened at the same time, let alone the emotions that go through on that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think if someone was to ever, you know, if I was to ever come to them with a situation like that and them say something like that, it wouldn't be this isn't working. This would be like, fell off a, you know, Mount Everest. This isn't going to work, you know, like. And I'm going to toot my own horn for a second, but, you know, he had told me about this, and I said, you know, if you ever, you know, want to talk about it or whatever, let me know. And the one day he called me up and was like, look, my biological father reached out to me. And
finally.
And
after about half a year.
Yeah. And it was like, I don't know how to process this, and I'm like, what can I do? Do I need to leave work? Like,
you're like, are you okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'll be okay. You don't worry about it. I'm fine. I'm okay.
I was working third shift, came home at 6:30 in the morning, slept, and got up and made sure I was down here, which is about a 45-minute drive, for when he got off work, to surprise him, because I knew he wasn't okay. And went to dinner and just was like, what do you need from me? Like, let me at least give you a hug. Like, you know, we can take this wherever you want to take it, but right now, let's just accept that you've reached out to, and go from there. One day at a time, but just let me be there for you today. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and at this point, we're very thankful for Chuck Opa coming into our life.
Yeah.
He occasionally hops on and joins us in our Thingz talks and our streams, but he's over in California, so depending on what he's doing, and he has his own channel as well. He does a lot more on Facebook than on any other platform, and does some streaming too. So We definitely support his doings because he supports us. So.
Yeah.
But that's a conversation for our next Thingz Talks.
Yeah.
Is just fatherhood in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, this week we thought that because it's our anniversary, we're going to talk about relationships a little bit and give you some insights into ours.
Yeah.
Because obviously things have worked, and hopefully y'all see that we're a good couple, but we could just be lying to ourselves.
I hope not.
I hope not either.
That would suck, because this is a lot of fun.
So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to cover on that topic that you wanted to touch on.
We definitely have had our hard times, though. Like, don't let us sit here and be like, oh, we're all, sunshine and rainbows and unicorn farts. We get a lot of unicorn farts. We have 2 girls, but
the only person who seems to fart in this house is myself and a cat.
It's true. It's true. Of course. But
my house is filled with unicorns, rainbows, LOL dolls, Disney stuff, and glitter that's never going away.
Nope.
I found glitter in places glitter should never be.
Don't know how glitter ever got there. So, yeah. But, we've definitely had our hard times, though, too.
Yeah.
But what got us through those was being able to look at each other and be like, this is how I feel. If this can't, if we can't get through this, then we got to stop.
Well,
right
sometimes
now.
that's a matter of this is how I feel, and I didn't realize that affected you like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's being able to say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm coming from where I'm coming.
Yeah.
I know sometimes on the sexual side of our relationship it can be difficult because of my past.
Yeah.
I know sometimes it's really me who's causing some of that.
Yeah.
The issues there, but coming from a history of being abused as a teenager and being allowed to watch porn without punishment as a teenager for as much and as long as I wanted, that's had has an effect on my ability to perform and ability to my libido.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But then again, in the same regard, I can be on a really bad low. And it's like, no, I don't even care. Like, just get away from me. Like, no. And that's stuff that you have to work through. You can't just go out and tag somebody else because, no, you work on that shit. Like, it's just stuff, that you have to work through. You know what I mean? And it's never been, like, don't get me wrong. If you, hey, Seth Rogen. Who?
Okay. Maybe because of the beard.
You mean Jeb? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Okay. But hi.
Hello.
But I have lost my train of thought. That totally threw me for a loop. But it must be... Oh, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, we're streaming to 3 platforms, babe.
I just forgot that we can't reply on our...
Right, but...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it.
You see it? I don't see it.
I see it.
Thank you. Thank you. I actually have to trim it up here soon, but I appreciate it. And welcome, Monaco.
I'm not being sarcastic, by the way. That's actually a nice beard.
I very much appreciate it.
I would have to agree. I would have to agree. I definitely would have to agree.
I put a lot of work into it, and I think sometimes there's more beard grooming things in our bathroom than makeup. Well,
Yeah.
not really.
Not really.
There's 3 girls in this house.
Yeah.
But the beard grooming things is equivalent to the amount of beauty products that they have. So
It probably costs about the same amount
it
too.
does. It does.
Oh, but yeah. But I think that was good for the relationship aspects, of our talk today.
Yeah. So the last thing we do on our Thingz Talks is update you guys on our D&D character, because this is in fact a D&D channel.
Yep.
So, for those of you who don't know our D&D characters that we're playing in our current campaign, I play a 2.5-foot gnome who has a green man bun.
Yep.
He's got the shaved sides man bun, goggles on his head. He's an artificer, little alchemist artificer who's very paranoid. What did paranoid gnome artificer was what?
That likes to drink a lot.
That likes to drink a lot is what our DM has in his notes, because he has notes for all of us, and Gremzelnik has the most defined notes. So he's a little artificer who's super fun, super out there. Sometimes the voice of our party, although the last couple of weeks, I feel like the last couple of weeks we've been trying to figure out the overall dynamics. There's been a lot of everyone doing their own things, and not a lot of like one voice to the group. And then of course Remzelnik has his companion who he saved from the battlefield during the wars in Eberron, because our setting is 3 months after the Mourning. So he has his companion who he's helped revive from the battlefields every once in a while. Pi, who is a Warforged Paladin. Warforged Paladin.
Warforged Paladin.
Former
6'4",
soldier.
doesn't care. Just, we're working with a mercenary guild right now, and that's perfect because I've got a job.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Here he is paranoid, and I trust nobody. So it's kind of like I trust him because he put me back together and got me working again. But at the same time, it's like I don't care one way or another. I've got a job to do. So
yeah, she's trying to find vengeance against the person who created her and just
left me to die.
Left her to die on the battlefield. Yeah.
Yep.
And so, I'm trying to create wonderful devices and concoctions, and don't want anyone to
steal
hit my stuff. Yeah. Right now I'm working on trying to make a cipher. Which is beneficial to the party, but allow me to cipher all of my blueprints and then send code and messages back and forth with the cipher to our contact who gives us jobs. I got this one to try alcohol.
Yeah.
And then paid for her to have an experience in an experience room.
Yeah.
Which was non-sexual.
Yeah, no. Of course, though, when we started talking about it, my brain instantly went to Demolition Man, okay? And if you've never seen it, you need to go look up the quote-unquote sex scene in Demolition Man, because that's what my brain went to when they're talking about these experience rooms, and they're like, no, well, you can, but that's not what we're about in this campaign. It's more like for the Warforged to experience relaxation and joyful things and dancing and operas and
life. It's for Warforged to be less robotic and enjoy life.
Yeah, the finer things of life.
Meanwhile, while she's in having an hour-long experience
on the beach, I was just relaxing on the beach.
Nick's down at the bar, shooting them down, socializing with everyone else in the bar.
Yeah, and I had to carry him out by his belt.
So,
Bye! Carry me home! Literally, I had to. He was too drunk.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest shenanigans that we got into.
This weekend, yeah.
Because we weren't really involved in...
Yeah.
We were observers in half of the stuff that went on.
Yeah.
I felt that, like, this week there was a lot going on that a lot of people were just, like, in their phone doing something else because they weren't attached to what was going on. And we have some issues.
I listened a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's just nothing was happening that had us involved. And at one point you're like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you're going to go do this and I don't really have anything that I want to research or work on doing or like...
Yeah.
So I have like designs for different contraptions that I want to make, and our DM has a researching system set out, so it requires us to do certain things to get points to finally do it, and if you're not keeping up with it, those deteriorate over time. And so first order of business is a cipher.
Yes.
So that I can...
Because we got lots of people trying to kill us.
Yeah.
So
I think that's an update on our characters.
Oh, we have to tell them about the best thing that happened in the previous session. That we went down.
Oh yeah, we didn't do a Thingz Talkz.
We haven't
after
done
the
one in a
last
while.
session. So the previous session, I totally forgot about that because that is the pie and rental thing.
Yeah.
So we go down to meet our contact for House Deneth in like the lower district of Sear.
Yeah.
Sear? Sarn.
I think.
Whatever the town, city we're in.
Yeah.
Metropolis we're in is.
Sharn.
Sharn, yeah. So we're down there. We see him coming, and he's got two tails. So we round a corner where we're supposed to meet him, kind of blend in, make it look like we're trying to figure out what house we're going to have lunch.
Yeah.
Because we're lost. I decide to go with Thingz while the rest stay back and kind of follow tail to tail.
Yeah.
So we're going. We're trying to figure out what to do. Likelihood is we're going to get in combat.
In the middle of the business district. Yeah.
No.
Residential.
In the middle of the residential district. That's the lower towers, parts of the towers of Sharn. So we're down there, and I'm like sitting there. They're talking about what they're doing. I'm not actually with them because they're 30 feet behind the tail.
Yeah.
And I'm 30 feet in front of the tail.
Yeah.
With our contact, because it was like, one of us needs to stay with him.
Yeah.
And of all of us, it was kind of like, we need someone who's intelligent, who doesn't look like they're a bouncer, and I just acted like I was his servant, because I'm a little gnome, that just got lost from him.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there looking at my skills, I'm like, I have magical tinkering. I had just picked up 2 stones earlier in the session, whose plan was to hold on to make them stones of sending should we need to infuse them with my replicate item.
Yeah.
Instead of having my repeating crossbow or my bag of holding.
Yeah.
I take one of the stones and I put a magical magically enhance it to make a sound. Just a sound. Because there's a couple things you can do. You can like make it say 25 words and it just repeats that, or like do a sensory effect or something like that. So I'm like, I just want it to scream.
Yeah.
DM looks to see if that's okay. It's like, okay, well this starts as soon as you like cast the magical infusion on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I throw it and cast behind me and cast it at the same time. What I put on it was it screaming.
Yeah.
It goes behind us, me, lands near the 2 tails. They go running off when all of a sudden something starts screaming near them.
Yeah.
The others pass, notice the screaming thing, don't do anything about it, and keep going.
Yeah.
Well, I follow Thingz to where we were supposed to meet him in the first place, and they catch up with us.
Yep.
We go and look at what magical infusion does. The only ways to turn off a magical infusion is to touch it and remove the magic from it.
By the person that
by the
cast
person
it.
who cast it, or you can have 4 of them active at the same time. So you have to have a 5th one going on, being activated, without having unactivated one of the other 3.
Yeah.
For the first one to become inactive. So we didn't go and retrieve the stone at any point in time. So within our world, there's a random stone that if you're 10 feet from it, you can hear it screaming, just traveling around.
Eternally
screaming.
Yeah. So we keep picturing, people kicking it around like, what the hell's that? And
someone picking it up, throwing it in a sewer, and going to another district.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the world, there is a stone that will not stop screaming.
At least anytime soon. So, but yeah, I think that was probably one of my favorite things. There's that, and then there's Andrew's parrot. Andrew plays a druid, so he can charm animals and then speak with the language with them, right?
His particular subclass of druid allows him to speak with animals without casting speak with animals. And one of the spells he took is animal friendship, which allows him to charm a piece whose intelligence is less than a certain amount.
Yeah. So he charmed a parrot.
Yeah, I lost a dice off of that.
Just one.
Just one D6.
It's just one. Seriously, out of the thousands of dice that you have, and the more that are coming in, I think you can separate yourself from 1d6.
Oh yeah. It's a D6.
But oh my gosh, the antics with the parrot were just hysterical, because he's like, I want you to go find this person who's going to get this and come back and tell me when they did this or that. Oh my gosh,
it wasn't thought through very clearly.
Hysterical though, between the parrot, the screaming rock, and then him turning himself into a gecko to scope out this one place we were at. And jeez, it was insane.
Still love the idea that there's just a small stone. Screaming. There's a stone of screaming going around. I'm sure someone at some point in time is going to pick that up and try to take it to a vendor and probably make money off of it.
Probably. You have to lock it in a soundproof box. Here. It's kind of like in the beginning of Aladdin. Here. Ah! Oh no, that one's bad. Yeah. But yeah, that was hysterical. Especially once we realized that you couldn't shut it off unless you touched it. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So I think that's going to do it for our Thingz Talks this week.
Yep.
Thank you, Monaco, for coming and joining us on YouTube. And the compliment on my beard. Always appreciate it. Thank you again for everyone who's come and subscribed to our YouTube channel. It's awesome and wonderful, and we really appreciate it.
Yes.
If you haven't already, make sure to follow us on the Twitch account. Make sure to like and follow us over on YouTube. Like and follow the video on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. And go follow us on all of our other social medias. I know we have several listed social media at DNDNTHINZ. If you have not, if we're somewhere that you are not, you think we should be and we are not, please let us know.
Yep.
We'll talk about it and see what we can do from there. We do have some plans to possibly have some guests in the future. And like Rosa said, there may be some time here that we don't do as much, just because we're going to possibly be moving and working on figuring out what space where we move we can set up. We're hoping where we move we can actually dedicate a studio location, office/studio location. So right now we either record in the one bedroom in our little 2-bedroom trailer, or we do out in the living room. But in Pennsylvania, it's humid as hell, so 80-degree weather feels like a bajillion.
Yeah.
And we have one room with an AC.
Yeah. Yeah. So the rest of the house is just off limits right now.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, go check out Humble Bundle. Click the link in the description below. That goes to support us, and we appreciate all the support you guys give us. We have a Wicker link as well on all of our pages. That if you click that, it will help. You can go there and donate right to us, or you can find all of our other links there.
Yeah.
In the meantime, make sure you continue to be a beautiful, unrepeatable miracle, aka a bum.
A bum.
And stay fabulous. We love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.